Yeah, I felt a little douchey today, so I want to put on sunglasses. I feel like some of my opinions may be douchey, so it'll be in line with what I'm saying. Matt, let me tell you something that I learned this week, my friend. Did you know that that girl from Matilda that has a name in real life that I do not know and I probably will never learn, but it's not her fault. Did you know that she has friends that listens to podcasts?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, ours could be one of them.
I believe her name's Mara Wilson, and I think we actually have talked on Twitter a little bit.
Hey, hello there. You can listen to our podcast because everybody can listen to our podcast because everybody loves Matt Men Movies starting. Oh, wait, we've already started. Never mind.
We've already started. And you know what? The funny thing is people tend to like our content once they see it. It's people actually, seeing it is the issue. So if you are watching or listening to a clip of this or the full thing, share it with one person, please. Tell them, hey, this is not a bad way of spending your time.
It could be the Matilda girl, or it could be Robert Duvall. Oh, wait, you can't be Robert Duvall anymore. We'll talk about him later on in the show.
Oh, man.
Because he was one of the greats. But let's start off at the top. You know what? I don't really have anything to start off. I mean, because we're just going to go AI for 75% of the show today, I feel like. So let's not start there. Man. Let's not start there. How about, did you know that Fight Club was coming back into theaters?
Yeah, I heard about that. My only issue is I'm wondering how much revisionist stuff Fincher has put in, right? Because Did you see the side-by-sides of like what he did for Seven?
Yes.
He was like changing out lamps and like doors and stuff in the background, and it's just kind of like, yeah, fine, I guess, but like I kind of want to see what I saw in the theater.
I hear what you're saying, but Fincher may be the exception to this rule only because he's such a sociopath in that way. I am curious what that crazy man is doing. I would love for you to have like little highlights, like VH1 pop-up videos. I wish they would do that during Fight Club and show me what he changed. That'd be cool.
But the thing is, like, why? Like why does it matter? And I don't know. Like the older I get, the more I'm like, I think we've gone too far with digital technology. I know it's such an old man thing of me to say, but I saw a thing on Twitter yesterday where a person who works at USC that I follow, they put up a sign, or their boss put up a sign at Norris Theater, which is where I had almost all of my classes. It's where like 5.1 and THX were invented, and at the time when I went to school there, it was the only theater at a school in the country that could project 70 millimeter, right? And they had a sign saying, hey, come to a talk on 35 millimeter. We'll show you what it is, and we'll have a special screening of it. And to me, that makes it seem like, and maybe this isn't true, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but it makes it seem like they don't really show things on 35 millimeter at USC anymore. Unless it's a special thing.
Right.
And in our classes, it was, we will show it on film if it kills us. The only time we watched something that was available on film that we didn't watch on film was Night of the Living Dead. Because, as our teacher said, the DVD is going to look better than any 16 millimeter film print that we can find. Right. But if we wanted to watch Carlito's Way, we got a film print. In the Spielberg class, we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Lucasfilm sent us down a brand new 35 millimeter print that had never been put through a projector before. And the idea that the number one film school in the world isn't doing that on the regular is really depressing. And it's like... Okay,
well, I mean, I'm sure there are mitigating factors, some of which it is because we are just eliminating that. I get that. But, like, how much is the storage of those films? You want to keep it to where they can last for much longer, and, we're much more aware of those kind of things. How much of it is the new film scans? I mean, where do you stand on that as far as, like, that being at least a decent representation of what the original looked like on film if you can't actually get the print?
The problem is, as good as a DCP is, right? It doesn't have gate weave. It doesn't have that flicker of the mechanical process of a gate closing, bringing another slide through, opening it up, and projecting light. you know? It is a tangible difference when you're watching it. And preservation, trust me, I understand, because we were watching a 35 millimeter print of The Kid. Chaplin's The Kid. And in the middle of the movie, all of a sudden we saw the and then it just burned.
Mm-hmm.
The film burned. This at that point, I think like 80-year-old film just burned. For a film stock that old, it's dangerous, but also, you know, that's a piece of history that's gone now. So I understand, but the fact that it's such a rare thing that they have to say, "Hey, come and watch a demonstration," that's sad and weird to me. And I know this is just old man yelling at cloud, but it feels like if it's kind of like the fact that the ArcLight still isn't open.
Right.
The people that own it are just sitting on it. They applied apparently for a liquor license like a year ago, and nothing's happened with that. And the fact, like, if you can't keep the Cinerama Dome and like the ArcLight open, if you can't keep some of these, like the Bruin and the Fox open, then what's the point anymore? Because especially in LA, like LA was built by the movies. And if you're not going to celebrate that history, and you're not going to make sure it lives, and you're not going to make sure the next generation understands what made it special, then what are we doing here? And that just means that these robotic bean counters have gotten into every facet of the industry, and that's really depressing.
For sure. And, you know, so that's one of the reasons we're here. Fun way of
starting out the episode. Sorry. Yay!
Well, you know, that's one of the reasons that, you know, things have to evolve. And one of the reasons that we're here and other places like us are here, because we can talk about things like Robert Duvall and his great IMDb-ography and his legacy in Hollywood, in the movies, what he did for it, how he changed things. And you know, as I was just going through his IMDb page this week, like the hitters that dude was in, I don't know, man. You could put those against anybody maybe in all of movie history, and they couldn't equate to what Robert Duvall's been in.
And also, it's not just his heavy hitters, but it's the fact that, like, he would show up in stuff where you're like, wait, Robert Duvall's in 4 Christmases? And, you know, I put together, you know, a little mini supercut. It couldn't be more than 2 minutes, so, like, I was really limited for TikTok with some of his work. And the first one I wanted to make sure I had in there was that little speech of his from Secondhand Lion. Secondhand Lion should be a movie that, like, no one ever saw. It should have been a movie he probably shouldn't have been in. But he gives one of the best performances of his career in this thing. And that little monologue he has where he talks about, like, how he's led men into war. You know, I've killed many men and I've loved one woman. You know, like that. Like, that is better than most people's career. And it's in a movie that is basically a kid's movie. You know? So it's like, what made him, I think, a little different from other actors of his caliber, again, is the fact that he would show up in the weirdest places sometimes and give these remarkable performances. He never, I think, phoned it in.
We've got so much
Saturday Night Live?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
The Who's More Grizzled sketch? He's giving like an Oscar-worthy performance in a sketch that no one even remembers. And although it's one of my favorites, but
he is quite wonderful. You know, as you were talking, it came to me, and we'll continue our great Duvall talk, but I feel like that there's a bit of Dennis Hopper in Robert Duvall. Like there's parallels I feel like you can see between them. Maybe almost Hopper was the crazy version, and he was almost the kind of normal grandpa version, whatever it was. But I think that very few actors fall into that category. It's amazing. Like you said, all the different varieties of things that he's done. You know, he shows up in Gone in 60 Seconds. Maybe my favorite part of 60 Seconds is him in that movie. You know, and then he's in The Godfather too. So there's just the whole gamut that you can run with the Robert Duvall filmography.
I think the difference between Duvall and Hopper is that Hopper tends to be, especially later on in his career, I don't want to say he's a joke, but he kind of plays into how Dennis Hopper he is.
Sure.
I think the last episode we talked about, or I talked about him in Land of the Dead, you know,
sure. Where
he's like this cigar chomping bad guy. And you never got that from Duvall, even though he could have done that. I think that's the difference, is that Robert Duvall never had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Sure.
Hopper seems like... Yeah. But I mean, Hopper seems like, and this isn't a bad thing, he seems like a more like drive-in grindhouse version of Duvall.
Sure. Yeah. And I love that juxtaposition on both sides. And it is fascinating. Like, so, Duvall's done many crime flicks, so, you know, he's near and dear to my heart. But, yeah, sometimes you look at the filmography, you're like, oh, man, I wish he would have done something just, like, completely – if he'd have been the bad guy in Tango and Cash. I mean, come on now. It takes that movie up like 3 to 5% more, or just to see him crazy like that.
I mean, I love Jack Palance in that, but
I'm saying, I know Jack Palance is the bee's knees, but I think Duvall.
Did Duvall ever play an actual bad guy?
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You just kind of like hard ass like guys.
A lot of hard ass guys. The outfit, that was a hard ass dude. But I don't think so.
Well, wasn't he in Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell?
Oh, that is a deep cut. I believe you are correct. I'm not 100% sure.
And he's kind of a bad guy because it's his dad, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
But it's not like, again, the cigar chomping bad guy. Like he's kind of he's an antagonist for sure in Four Christmases. But
so good.
But he also like obviously loves his kid. At the end, he just never saw eye to eye with him, you know?
Sure. Sure. Let's play a little game. Can we play a little game right now? It's called the IMDb Known For page. I love to go through these and see what are listed there. So I've got some good options here. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate The Godfather. Yes, that is on the list. So you have 4 other choices. What might Robert Duvall randomly on IMDb page be known for?
Lonesome Dove.
Negative.
What?
I know. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Judge.
Yes, that is one of them.
Are you?
The IMDb page known for. It's a weird place, man. It is a very weird place. I don't think you're going to get the other two, but I'm curious to see if you might.
I'm going to go with Secondhand Lions.
Oh, no. No. We're going in the 90s or the 80s.
90s or 80s.
I know, right?
What?
This is my favorite thing.
Days of Thunder?
Oh, I like that. No, I'm going to give you, well, you're not going to get Tender Mercies. We might be here all day. Max Sledge and Tender Mercies.
Of all...
Yeah. And then the one I would have said.
The worst, man.
I know it was.
Well, okay, what
the one I would have said was The Apostle. That's the other one that's on there.
Oh, okay. So, like, I understand why The Apostle's on there, but, like, I don't think anyone's ever seen it except for people like us.
Right. I agree with you for the most part. Occasionally it will come up, but yet it's definitely not one of his more well-known
But over, like,
ones.
The Godfather and Secondhand Lions, like, Secondhand Lions is like The Godfather for people in their 30s, I think.
Robert Duvall, I think I'm going to apologize to you right now, post-haste, because I think that you were the bad guy in Widows. I have failed me. I have the stupid screenplay of that movie, and I completely forgot about that. That's on me. I'm going to tell you, I wish Get Low would have been better, but that's just me. That's just my own nitpicks.
I own The Judge, and I've never watched it.
I mean, you know, it's for old people. It's fine.
It was one of those that, like, when I was producing for this TV show, we used to get screeners all the time. Mm-hmm. And like Blu-rays, like just sent to us for promotional. And there was one that came in, and people would do this thing where it's like, okay, who wants the digital code? And it's like, I'll take it.
Yep.
I got digital codes for movies I've never seen.
Why not? Yeah, oh yeah. There's definitely movies in my buddy's Voodoo page or what Fandango page now that. Nope. Nothing.
Who decided that Voodoo wasn't as good of a name as Fandango at Home?
Fandango and the Fandango Corporation.
So stupid.
Just like Coca-Cola Starplex, it'll always be voodoo to me.
And question for you.
Yes.
Which site has the most annoying users, IMDb or Letterboxd?
I mean, I don't ever pay attention to the user on IMDb, so I guess Letterboxd.
Oh, you didn't ever go to the discussions or anything?
Oh, you mean back in the day? Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I was insufferable on there, so I'm not here to judge.
But like the people that, will look you dead in the eye and say, The Dark Knight is the greatest film ever made.
Well, but I love to tell people that Buffalo 66 is that too, and it really baffles and befuddles people. I had somebody at the movies the other day. I said something about it, and he just gave me the strangest look. I was like, no, I'm not really serious, but it is an inside joke between the people that know. And one day,
but the thing is, the people saying Dark Knight, that's not a joke to them.
Well, no, but I mean, for people of a certain age, I would say that changed film in a way. I mean, not for everybody and not in all ways.
Not for the better. Like that, I think, is demonstrably true, is that it did not change things for the better. In fact, I think people making movies kind of took the wrong lessons from it. Like, really took the wrong lessons from it. That's how we got, the Snyderverse. That's how we got dark and gritty for the next 10 years. Like, it really hurt things.
How much did Robert Rodriguez start that, I wonder? I never contemplated this before. I could be completely wrong. But as you're saying that, just kind of like there were things that he was doing that I feel like it may have influenced that led to everything else.
I think the only movie of his that was really influential in terms of like how things were done was probably Sin City.
Of course. Yeah. 100%.
But the thing is, I don't think it changed things that much, simply because the next movie that there are two movies that basically tried to do that again, and it was, Sin City 2 and The Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those were panned and no one saw them, right?
Yeah.
So,
but 300 worked. And I feel like that's kind of an extension of that way of doing things. How much money did 300 make? Like $80 bazillion?
300 made like all the money.
Did you see it in the theater? I never did. I was protesting.
I saw it opening night in the theater with my friend for his birthday.
Oh,
and I left the theater. I'm like, let's go sign up for the army. Like, let's all take off our shirts and work out and then go to the army.
Sure.
Like, no, that movie was. It's funny that you mentioned that, because when it came out, that one had a huge response.
It sure seems like the fake version or the funny version that they made of it. They're not very far apart anymore.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, there's still stuff in it that I really like, but like it's very much of its time.
Sure.
Like if you put something like that into theaters now, I think it'd get laughed at.
Yes, it would be an abomination. I feel like. As some other things that I'm seeing are coming, but
Meanwhile, I think if you put something like Batman and Robin in theaters now, I think there would be like some kind of ironic love for it.
I'd go. You cut out that first 10. I mean, I still enjoy the first 10 for myself, but I understand what it is. But you cut out that first 10, I think that movie becomes so much more beloved. I think that first part just is so weird and cheesy, kind of more like the TV show, that it really turned people off.
So here's the thing, and here's why I don't think that movie worked. Because I think it's actually better than Batman Forever.
Yes.
Because Batman Forever is kind of a middle area between Burton and the TV show.
Sure.
And Batman and Robin was just completely like the TV show, except for one big problem. People forget that the TV show was never meant to be taken seriously. It was done by comedy writers. Mm-hmm. It is hilarious. The show is genuinely one of the funniest shows ever produced. And
Batman running with the bomb the funniest thing that was ever put on television ever?
That wasn't on television. That was in the movie.
Oh, that was in the movie? Ah, God damn it. Okay, wait, that was still fucking
that was in the movie, and it's not even the funniest thing in that movie. The funniest thing in that movie is when they're going through the Riddler's riddles, and they say, what's 3 inches tall, sits in a tree, and very dangerous? A sparrow with a machine gun. Right, Robin. The only possible answer. Like it's so bonkers, and that's the problem with Batman and Robin, is that they made a movie just like the TV show, except without the jokes.
Right.
Like, if they had put the jokes in there, like if they had funnier writers, I think the intention would have come across. And I think the movie gets a lot of hate that it kind of deserves, but also kind of doesn't. Because at the end of the day, I think that it really captures the feeling of the show, except, again, it's not funny.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger tried. He was hitting his one-liners like nobody's business.
No, like Schwarzenegger kind of kills it in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, he does exactly what he's supposed to do. I remember a few years ago I was thinking, man, why hasn't anyone gotten Schwarzenegger in a comic book movie? And I'm like, oh, wait, they did.
Yeah.
They did. Have you heard the story about his costume?
I have not.
He has the costume, and under contract, he has to pay them $1 a year to keep it.
Nice.
Yeah, so technically it's not his. He rents it from them for $1 a year. But I think he actually doesn't do a terrible job for what he's given. Like, I think he does a perfectly cromulent job.
Yeah, people just, I don't know, they jumped too fast on that. I mean, that was what we were doing at the time. Same thing with Last Action Hero. People jumped all over that early and didn't realize.
The problem with Last Action Hero is that it came out too soon after Terminator 2.
Right. Agreed.
People just wanted more of that. If they had released that in, say, like 1999, I think that would be one of the biggest movies he ever did.
And it's crazy, but then if you do it in 2001, it doesn't work anymore.
No. It's kind of like everyone who says, oh, we need another True Lies. And it's like, okay, there's a reason why we didn't make another True Lies after 9/11, right?
Right.
Like,
can I ask you a random question?
Yeah.
Let's 9/11 question real quick. Have you seen the movie The Siege? Have you seen the movie The Siege with Denzel Washington?
Yes, I have.
That encapsulates everything that we dealt with before 9/11. That was like the last movie that kind of reflected on how we're dealing with terrorism at the time. Yeah. And it's such a weird thing. And I'm fascinated with that movie. I just can't get enough of it. So strange.
The last time I watched Spielberg's War of the Worlds, I realized, this might be the perfect response to how the country was feeling post 9/11.
Sure. Yeah.
Like there's a part where they stop the van and the daughter has to go to the bathroom, so she walks down towards this river, and then she notices a body, and then more and more and more, and before you know it, like the whole river's filled with dead bodies, and all of a sudden Tom Cruise runs out of nowhere and grabs her and shields her eyes, and it's like that's every parent post 9/11 trying to hide their kids from the horrors of the world and realizing it too late.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was too late. Anywho's,
this has gotten to be a real dark episode.
Yeah. How did this even happen? I don't even know, man.
Wow.
I don't even know. You want to talk about kids these days? No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about something else.
No, because I've been watching a lot of TikToks of and stuff on Twitter of teachers talking about the fact that like kids can't reason or read.
Yeah, well, no. Floyd Mayweather can box, but he can't read. Hey, here's what I want to say to you. I've not told you this week. I've been cagey about this, only, I don't know, just to have something to talk about on the podcast. But I have declared, I made a declaration this week, and I have not, and I am no longer reading Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, etc., because I am tired of a media conglomerate owning all these outlets that say the same thing, and I don't want to keep repeating it, and I'm just done with it. So I have made a decision not to do that. Me and The Wrap, which is also owned by our conglomeration, but they're not owned by the same conglomeration, is my new go-to source for Hollywood information. I will not be reading those other ones, and you can all, for the time being, fuck off.
And see, and this is why it's important that Paramount not get Warner Brothers. Because they don't really, I think, want it for Warner Brothers. They want it for CNN.
Sure.
Because Paramount's been buying up basically every television news outlet. And you don't want Larry Ellison's family running everything, do we? Because we saw what happened when they tried to put James Tellerico on Colbert. It's like, can't do that. It's like, actually, technically we can, but CNN says CBS says we can't. So we'll just put it online. Which the funny thing is, got them 7 times as many viewers
Well,
by,
also
stirring the
maybe
corners.
that was the manipulation point, but that's another podcast for another time. I wonder if this keeps going down this road. Like, hopefully, maybe there's a way to segment this. Maybe somebody can figure out, okay, fine, then let's not do this. Let's go back to independent. Let's go back to remember what Tom Green did way back when he started his first podcast, and he did it independently, and it didn't deal with anything. And look where we're at with podcasts now. And just that idea of being able to make a studio, whether it's something of a Tyler Perry mode or, just like a medium-sized studio system like that, maybe this is it. Maybe this is what has to happen in order for that to happen.
The question is, now that you have like 2 or 3 companies owning all of the outlets, right? How are you going to break through anymore? Especially like with podcasts. It's hard for a podcast with just regular people to compete when you have celebrities doing them,
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, sure. But I think about a Roger Corman and, what they were doing at that time. There's just different avenues and different ways we're going to have to go about doing things. And also the celebrities and stars of even today are not going to be the celebrities and stars of tomorrow. So once you learn how to work with that. Oh, by the way, did you see that they're going to let Pat McAfee act? Anyways, go ahead. Do with that information what you want.
So I think the way we think about celebrities and stars really has to change.
Has to.
It has to, because actors don't open movies anymore. They don't.
Nope.
And there are a handful of directors who open movies. A very small handful. But yet, you have Markiplier crowdfund a movie, and he puts it into theaters on his own, and it's made, $50 million now?
Yep.
But he's also coming from a channel that's already incredibly successful, right? So it's...
Right, but those are the steps, right? So that's all outside of the studio system. I look at Sturgill Simpson is going to release the record. It's going to come out with a record.
Oh, man. I heard about this, and this is actually the way people need to do it.
Exactly, yeah. So he said no streaming.
Yep.
He said, you're buying a record, you're buying a CD, you're buying a cassette. That's what I'm selling. If you want my music, great. If you don't, that's cool too. But it's not going to be online. It's not going to be streaming. And, if you just look at the numbers financially, if we just want to talk about business for a second, it's a genius marketing plan because $10 million if he sells what average to be expected for a Sturgill Simpson to sell. If he just streams that, you're not even making $1 million on that. So the freedom for an artist to be able to control all that is so huge and going to be important for us.
You're making like $10,000 on that, maybe.
Yeah. I went way high. Exactly. I agree. Yes.
What's his name? You've seen that breakdown that Snoop Dogg did.
Yep. Where
he's like, my
it's
stuff
insane.
Is streamed like 5 billion times.
Yeah.
And I've made like $30,000. It's like...
Is he the biggest celebrity in the world right now?
Snoop Dogg?
Or most known celebrity in the world right now? He does the Olympics. He, obviously in America,
It's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the biggest celebrity in the world.
Okay. That's Snoop is creeping up there though. It's insane the touch that he has because he's done the Olympics and different kind of things like that gets a global audience. He does video game stuff and those kind of things. So on the rise, man. I remember Calvin Brodus when he was 19 shooting up people in the car.
Allegedly.
No, that went to court. It happened.
But he didn't go to jail, so...
Yeah. Just because you don't go to jail doesn't mean that didn't happen.
No, that's actually how the justice system works.
That's how the justice system works. That's not how human people work.
It doesn't matter. If the courts say he didn't do it, then I guess we have to say that too. Technically, the juice never murdered anybody.
But he did rob somebody at gunpoint for his car.
Now his son.
Mm-hmm. Get that cap out. Somebody test that DNA on that cap.
Did I ever tell you that one of the things that he went to go get from that guy where he got arrested, one of those things is a print that my dad did My dad owned this publishing company in the late 70s, and you can take a look. It's in the police file that ended up selling it at auction. It was a lithograph that my dad had an artist do that had his the Juice's gear from USC.
Nice.
And I've literally got a stack of 60 of them signed by OJ in my garage right now.
Those will go for $60 on eBay.
You cannot get rid of them. Ever since the murder, for some reason, people don't want OJ's autograph hanging up. But like, I literally have like a stack of like 60 of OJ's autograph out there. And
I'd buy an Asa Turner glove and I'd put it on my wall, baby.
I should send you one. You one.
There's no doubt I will hang it on my wall. I have.
I know you'll hang it on your wall. Remind me. Otherwise, I'll forget because I've forgotten that I have these things. And my sister has another 60.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The juice is loose indeed, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good times, man.
Do
you want to talk about OJ's IMDb?
How have we gotten so negative on this show today?
I mean, telling you, we can go OJ's IMDb. That could liven things up a little bit. You want to talk about Klansman?
Talk about Capricorn 1?
Actually, that's a really good movie. I like that.
Okay, that movie's awesome. That plane helicopter chase, that thing is terrifying.
Here's what I think we can agree on, and we're not going to go positive now. No, it's great. He was great in that. We're not going to go positive now. We're going to stay negative. And you know what, guys? Suck it.